if you watch my videos in order, you'll see that my first set of strong female characters, I was like making banana bread and then absolutely forgetting that banana bread takes over an hour to bake and cool. And I finally have breakfast at nearly 11 o'clock. So yay for banana bread. I made an almond butter banana bread. It's very yummy. I already ate half a slice. Here's my stack of books for books with strong female characters with a little bit of romance. I'll put my Kindle up here because I do have the Kindle version. Here's my stack. Her Radiant Curse. I just said it right. Sometimes I'm like The Radiant Curse. Her Radiant Curse by Elizabeth Lim. I think this book is so great. This is one of the first books I read this year. And the main character really, really won me over. I want to make sure I have her name correct. Her Radiant Curse is about a girl named Chani. She was cursed to have kind of like a snake-like face, and basically her sister glows, and we don't really know why, but she is trying to break her curse without having to sacrifice her sister, and all this stuff ensues. She is a super strong female character physically and mentally, and she goes through a lot in this book. She does have like her first love also in this book, which is where that little bit of romance comes in. She also has scaly friends, and one of her best friends is a little snake that follows her around. So it's a really, really fun time. Another book with a little romance YA series is Cinder. The rest of the series, you won't see it back here, but it's called The Lunar Chronicles. And it goes Cinder, Scarlet, Cress, Winter. And then there's also Fairest, which is like a side story of the villain, which I thought was done extremely well. And I only have the first book, but the entire series I've listened to, and Cress is my favorite. So all the women, I shouldn't say women because they're like teenagers, but all of the ladies in this series are super strong, super wonderful. They pick lovely partners, and the whole gang is just so enjoyable. I really enjoyed this whole series. I actually just re-listened to books 3 and 4 because 3 is my favorite. The couple in that book is my absolute favorite. And so from time to time, whenever I'm feeling down, I love going back and just listening to that book. So yeah, I think all the female characters in this series are strong in their own way, and they come together and they all have special skills that really help contribute to this revolution that they're trying to overthrow the queen of the Lunars, who are people that have went and started living on the moon, and they have special powers of manipulation. It's very cool. The next book that I recommend that is a YA book with strong female character lead is The Downstairs Girl. This is back in like the 1890s in America, in Southern America. We have a Chinese American girl who lives here, and we kind of explore where she fits in this weird social world of that time. And she starts an advice column called Dear Miss Sweetie, kind of secretly, and people don't know who she is, and they all think she's like this white lady who's writing very progressive columns. And I thought this was just like so refreshing. Like, it was really cool perspective that I've never read from before, and I thought it was a really fun way. And this is a historical fiction. Yeah, I tried to look for other books from like an Asian perspective in this time period in America, and I haven't really been able to find any, but I thought that this was really well done. And the romance in it is pretty much in the sidelines, but it is very cute. I'm gonna save Tress for last because it's my favorite right now. We have Spinning Silver. In this book, we follow 3 women who are all strong in their own ways. I read this about a year ago, so some of the details are quite hazy, but I do remember there being very strong women characters, and I remember being enamored with Miriam and how she solves these kind of riddles that it's not the Ice King, that's I remember him as like the it makes me think of the Ice King from Adventure Time. But he's not. That'd be really funny. Sorry. I can't stop giggling about it now. Miriam is the daughter of a moneylender, and she's sick of being taken advantage of and also being looked down on for her dad's job. And so she kind of takes it upon herself to improve their lives. And as she's doing these things, it's known that she takes silver and turns them into gold. And so there's a Winter King in this book who tries to take advantage of that. So, and there's 2 other women characters. One is like a helper that comes to her family to start helping. She kind of has her, she kind of starts teaching her things to kind of be more independent. And there is another main girl who ends up being like a more noble lady, and her story threads in too. There is a warning for this book in that there's many perspectives. They don't tell you which perspective you're in. So when you start reading, sometimes you're not really sure who you're following for a second. But I think Naomi Novik does a great job of character building, because you do realize who you're speaking from or who you're in their perspective after a few sentences. Like, it's not difficult, but it is like a different way of doing that I thought was very interesting. And we're talking about Tress. This is Tress of the Emerald Sea by Brandon Sanderson. Okay, so I wanted to keep all of these to women authors for a while, but I can't not talk about Tress. I cannot talk about Tress. Tress is a very smart and lovely girl who comes from an island, and she's never had any thoughts of leaving the island. She likes her island, and she likes flirting with the Duke's son, even though I don't think she thinks it's flirting. And she loves cups, and she finds creative ways to stretch the little food they have. And she's a cleaner, and she's just so determined, but she's also feeling very comfortable on her island. And then one day, the Duke's son leaves, or is actually taken by his family, and is like, you need to find a wifey. And she's like, oh no, I think I love him. When the Duke's family comes back, the Duke's son is no longer with them. And she's like, where's Charlie? And they're like, oh, you know, he wasn't really going with the plan. So anyways, she sets off to find and save him, because she finds out that he is with the sorceress. And she's like, I've got to go save him. And so this book has everything I've been looking for and stuff I didn't realize I was looking for. It has a found family. It has a animal companion. It has two very supportive parents and good parents. It has like lightheartedness, a fun narrator. He sometimes breaks the fourth wall, and he also is just charming, the narrator, and funny. And Tress is amazing. It has a dragon in there and a sorceress, and she just finds very, very, very interesting ways to solve problems. It's a wonderful book, and Tress is wonderful, and I loved it. I loved it so much. So that's that book. So that is the stack of strong female characters for YA books with just a little bit of romance. Alrighty, so that's that. I hope that you guys enjoy and will read these books, and if you've read any of them, let's talk about them, because I love all these main characters. If you have any to recommend, please leave them in the comments. And yeah, if you want to keep continuing this series, also let me know, subscribe so you can see the next one. I will be done with this banana bread by then, but maybe we'll make something else. Alrighty. Happy reading, yummy snacking, and I'll see you guys later. Bye!